God. Just hit the mic with my head. Harlan and I recently just taught a meditation class to a bunch of teenagers. And the first thing that I heard from one of these students when I walked in the door was, meditation doesn't work for me. It led to some really interesting discussion about what meditation is and what it's for, right? I asked the question like, well, what does that mean? What does works mean? And the student said, well, it's supposed to calm my mind. I'm supposed to be calm. I'm supposed to stop the thinking. And I think this is something that a ton of people have issue with their idea of meditation and how meditation is supposed to be or how it's supposed to go or what they're supposed to get out of it. Old school, traditional Buddhist meditation isn't like that. The first instructions from the Buddha were breathing in, know that you're breathing in, breathing out, know that you're breathing out. It's awareness, right? And oftentimes we can kind of get sucked into this modern mindfulness movement of like, oh, just get blissed out and forget about all your problems. Your mind will just, slowly fade away into nothingness. At least in my experience, that hasn't been the case. I mean, try it. Sit for 5 minutes and see if you can stop your mind. I can't stop mine. As soon as I say, okay, mind, we're going to focus on the breath, the mind says, you can see really quickly that the mind is just doing what the mind does. It's a thinking organ. We don't judge the heart for beating. We don't judge the lungs for breathing. So why do we judge this mind for thinking? So in meditation, we learn to be present and to be aware without trying to get entangled in the things that our mind throws at us. I think that in this world that we live in, we are getting bombarded with information and opinions and reasons to be upset and angry, excuses to suffer, essentially. The only way that I've learned to not get carried away with all of this stimulating stuff is to know, to be aware of what the mind is throwing at me at any given time. You have to learn, oh, that's the greedy mind, or that's the hating mind, that's the judging mind, and be able to be like, oh yeah, that's what the mind does, and then move on. As soon as you can drop that, not take it so personally, and move forward just in awareness, rather than owning and carrying all this stuff that your mind's doing automatically, I think you can lessen a lot of the suffering in your life. If that interests you, if you're interested in adding a little bit more mindfulness into your life, come sit with us Wednesday night or a Saturday morning or whatever. We'd love to have you. No previous knowledge of Buddhism or meditation or anything is required. Everyone is welcome. Just come sit, see what happens.